Hey everybody, it's Aisa Forest Naturals and I'm coming to you today with another recipe. Now, after I finished the Master Cleanse, I vowed that I was going to try to eat a little better or more healthy. I would say that I have not fared so well with that, but I do eat very well on some days. And when I was eating well, I came across this recipe for a massaged kale salad. And it was so delicious. I knew I had to make it again, and I think that it'll be something that you guys can enjoy as well. Specifically because I've had kale cooked, but to think about it being raw and eating it makes my skin crawl. But like I said, delicious beyond belief. So let's get started. Okay, so first I'm starting off with some organic kale that I got from Whole Foods. And I'm just gonna go on ahead with my knife and I'm going to cut off a lot of these stems, and I'm going to break it up into smaller pieces and put it into my little basket so that I can rinse it and clean these leaves. And here you go. It's all still really big and bulky. Now, if we were cooking this, of course, you know, it will cook down to like a teeny tiny bit of greens. But with it being raw and so really thick and fibrous, I mean, actually, to taste one of these pieces is, wow, it's so nasty. It really, it's really hard to imagine how delicious this is going to be. So some of my pieces are big, but just as long as it gets in there and it's not just the big pieces and those stalks, as long as you get that out, you're going to be fine, because it is going to break down for you. And I'll show you that in a second. I'm going to go on ahead and wash this. And next it says for us to squeeze 1 lemon. I am going to do 2 lemons just because I'm like that. And do you know I still have lemons from the Master Cleanse left over? So I'm just rolling them to break down the pulp in the inside and get the juices flowing. And of course I have my little juicer right here. So cut this over the juicer. Try to get all the juice in there. And just go on ahead and try to get the juice in there without too much pulp coming in. I don't even mind the pulp, it's actually just the seeds that piss me off. And because I did hold back so much of the pulp, that's why I'm going to do 2 lemons. The other lemon, and I'm just going to move this juice over into here. And I'm going to put 1/4 cup of oil into here. 1/4 cup of olive oil. So I went ahead and I put my kale into, actually this is like one of those cake dishes, just upside down. And what I'm going to do now is pour about half of this lemon juice, a light drizzle of the olive oil, and It says kosher salt in the recipe, but I'm gonna just go on ahead and use my sea salt. Nice little sprinkling of that. And this is called a massaged kale salad because then you go on ahead and you massage this. Probably for about a couple of minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. And this is where you could see at the beginning that the leaves were kind of light colored, and now they'll start to get more dark. So it's actually kind of, I guess, bruising it. And this procedure is actually what takes that horrible, bitter flavor. Like really, when you're in the supermarket, I want you to just take a tiny corner of a leaf of kale and just bite it, and you'll know exactly what I mean. It is not to be played with. Like, that is some nasty stuff. So the color's already getting nice and rich, and that oil with the lemon juice, it acts mostly like a salad dressing actually. So you just keep on doing it, and they're banging upstairs, hammering. So I'm going to come right back on camera when I'm done. It is all nice and massaged. Look how dark it is and how much it has wilted down and softened up. So a lot of that bitter flavor has been pushed out, and it's all nice and soft. So I'm going to go on ahead. I'm going to put this aside. Next part of the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons, and this is my teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of honey. And I'm gonna get it out of the spoon. Alright, so you got that. I'll add a little more because I likes the sweet. Right, so it's not a lot of honey, just the 2 teaspoons. And I'm gonna go on ahead and blend in the rest of my lemon juice. Alright, to the lemon juice and honey, we're gonna add some pepper. I'm gonna add a lot because I likes it spicy. And then we're going to whisk. I didn't even know I had a whisk. Whisk in the rest of this 1/4 cup of oil that I have here. And this is going to make a dressing. And because this is a homemade dressing, you can season it to taste. So I want to make sure I get that honey off the bottom and get that nice and blended inside. And continue to add more oil because that's what I want to do. Just a little bit more. Sorry, left-handed. Just a tiny bit more oil for me, because I did use an extra lemon, you know. So here is a nice close-up of the dressing. Alright, and just remember, you don't need to add any salt to the dressing because you already added salt to your kale greens. And what I'm going to do now is just go on ahead and I'm going to pour this dressing over my greens. Get that all in there. And my boyfriend came home and I put him on the prep squad. So he prepped a mango for me and cut it up into chunks. And we're gonna go and we're gonna add this as well. So you see, very, very nice, pretty color. All right, here we go. Now look how bright and beautiful that looks. And our last ingredient actually is pumpkin seeds. You can get them, I guess, salted or unsalted, but you want to get the kind without the shells. Sorry about that. And it says to put in a handful or so. Put in as many as you want. And then, because I've been doing the whole thing with my hands anyway, just go on ahead and blend that through. I think I could go for a couple more of these. And when I did make this before, I used it as a vegetarian meal, so I did not eat it with any meat or anything on the side, and I think I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to take this to work with me. And here we are, the finished product. It is here in the serving dish, and it looks delicious and it tastes delicious. I went on ahead and I added a little bit more pepper and a little bit more honey for my taste, and now it is perfect. Just an added ingredient that wasn't in the recipe. I happen to have a bag of flax seeds because I was going to make some flaxseed gel, and since they're high in omega-3 acids, which are super good for you, and I probably don't get enough, I'm going to go on ahead and sprinkle some of those on there and refrigerate this. And I had so much fun making this with you guys. Thank you for joining me for the second time in my kitchen, and hopefully we can do it again sometime. This time we made a massaged kale salad that I got from a Food Network recipe. I don't know what I'm going to be making next, but I got an inkling that it's going to be with my boyfriend's auntie. Until then, I cannot wait to talk to you guys again. Bye.